Hello everyone. Welcome to Center of Light. Good to see you. Good to be with you. Hope you guys are still recovering from Christmas. But it is still Christmas. Can everyone hear everything okay? Give me an exclamation point, one or two of you. Tonight we're talking about live and let die. Live and let die. Of course, you got to add Paul McCartney and Roger Moore, right? Everything's good. Fantastic. Live and let die. What in the world in Keats' monkey mind does he mean by that? Hello, Carla. Hello, Eric. Rena, Nori, beautiful Nori, Krista. Let's see who else is here. Tiffany, Krista, Melissa, Sandy. Let's look on YouTube. Hi, everyone on YouTube. So tonight we're talking about live and let die. What does that mean? Hi, Kelly. Everyone who's been watching me lately knows that my feeds, my presentations are going to change. It's going to be a lot of the same, but I'm going to push really hard into certain ideas. It's because we're living in a time, there's no time left for jacking around. If you want to become a part of the unified humanity, which is the prophecy, and it's happening, I tell you, if you're not on board with the Unity of Humanity program, you will be placing yourself in a category with other like-minded people and will be reflected upon as you create. Things will come back for review and you will be in your own situation. Good, bad, in, out, up, down, hot, cold, it doesn't matter. This is where we are. Seriously where we are. Tiffany, contact me soon. I will be glad to share this with you. It's something I made, putting two things together. It's great, isn't it? Get you right down into the zone. Christine. Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Nori says, you don't have to be enlightened, but we will attract a mate based on our vibration. And the teacher has spoken. That's as good an answer. I love it. I won't even comment. That's it. It takes all. Thank you, Nori. That takes all the fluff. It takes everything. It just becomes immediately clear to anyone. Hello, Diane McLaughlin. All right, so tonight we're talking about. Tonight's title of the show is Center of Light always, but tonight is Center of Light, Allowance. Live and let die. We're talking about 3 A's tonight. Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. And what that really, really means so you can get the biggest bang for your buck. Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. What does that look like? First and foremost, it depends on how deep into the rabbit hole or into the cave of samadhi you want to take it. But what does it look like? Hi, Dana. Hi, Steve. Carol, Mary. Blessings. So we're talking about acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. Live and let die. The times that we are living in, or as such, we're all being shown, even the spiritually gifted, all of us, we're being shown. We're shown exactly what we are. So, hi Nicole, hi Claudia, Wendy, Rick Vito. So, as spiritually lofted as you think you are, when this grouping, I don't even know of a word to call it yet. I'm gonna play with words. I'm open to your input about a word we can use to describe what I'm going to describe to you. Is a something happening, not that spirit is segregating or dividing people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people by choice are becoming birds of a feather flock together. So everything is finding its own place to settle into. The political debaters, boy, they're at it. And they're not going to budge. So they're already in their place by choice. You are in your place by choice. I am in my place by choice. We're all collectively in our places by choices. But those who choose alike, as Nori said, will come together and be with each other. Now, what you will see happening, listen to this. I'm channeling this. What you will see happening is all these groups, imagine these groups are circles, and then these circles are everybody. But these circles are just dancing around in this sea of dancing aroundness. And the group with the highest vibration is going to be able to move exactly how it wants, when it wants, like the queen pawn, queen, royal, regal, divine feminine energy, on a chessboard. While all the other circles and groups of people are still going to be trying to fight it out. So, what is our best ploy? Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. That shit will make you invincible. Did you hear me? Superman, Wonder Woman. Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation will make you invincible to the grace that is already there. We just can't often feel when we are being cloaked with this beautiful garment, this Christ-like garment. Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. Acceptance. You can't skirt these words. You can't skirt these words. Don't try to fudge the word. You know what acceptance means. Stop it. Stop being in denial. Stop kidding yourself. You know what acceptance means. Everyone. We know what acceptance means. It doesn't mean anything else than what it says. That's tough for a lot of people. I accept that person just as they are. Doesn't mean you have to be around them, because we do have choice. But I accept you. In other words, I would rather not be with you and allow you the freedom to be yourself, which you already have, and I'm just trying to stifle you. I'd rather not be a hindrance to your growth and expression, and rather take myself from the situation so you can be your happy, joyful self, while I be my happy, joyful self. One moment. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to do something to my screen. So, acceptance. This situation doesn't mean you have to like it, but I'm okay because I'm balanced. I am centered. The question that was posed earlier sort of brings this lesson around again. I feel tired of hearing The phrase, learn to love yourself and then you will find someone. It almost seems as if you have to be enlightened to find the right mate. It's a very sincere expression, idea, a wanting to understand something. And the question is the answer. I feel was the lead. I feel that. And in that feeling comes the robustness of your core, your ability to push your will out into the world. Yah, heart, God, the will. This is what I will do tomorrow. Tomorrow I will go to the store. I'm using my will to bring forth a creation that I'm holding for myself until it comes into a space of fruition. So tomorrow I will go to the store. I feel means I'm using power behind what I'm willing. And what I'm willing is, will I find a life mate? I'm posing a question upon myself that can't be answered by posing the question. It's about being quiet. There's no answer, there is no question. And there's no question about it. That's the answer. That's the answer. That you're playing in a maze of unending possibility, only to realize you're walking around on broken glass until you stop. That's it. Well, what are you doing? You keep walking on glass everywhere you turn. Sometimes you have a little relief, a little space where you can walk. And when you have some relief, you sit down on the ground, you pull the glass at your feet. Right? Are you tired? Are you hurting? Are you being honest? Are you accepting yourself in all of your folly and nonsense? Does everything bother you? Certain things bother you. Why do you have to be bothered at all? Why do I bother waking up? Every time something wonderful happens, the other shoe falls. All these games, everybody has their own, and we play on the map. And then we walk on glass. And we pull out and go, ooh, it wasn't so bad. And we keep trekking the same path. We walk on more glass. Accepting. Leave people alone. Leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Everybody wants to be left alone. In that way. Just leave people alone. You don't have to confront. You don't have to fight. You can talk. But if you're going to get mad about something, get mad for a reason. And when you get mad all the way. Don't jack around with anger. See what's... Experience its power. Control yourself. But allow yourself to feel the fire. The boom. And then you know exactly what you're dealing with. And then you know how to tame it. Don't do something stupid. There is a whole repository of infinite light and explosions of universes that live within your chest. Do you understand that? Do you think what's happening around you is actually real? Do you think it even matters? I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm asking you, do you think that's really what matters? Do you think the life you're living matters? Or does it matter? Or is it a little bit of both? And that little bit of both is the third possibility. When we only think about the two, it's got to be this one or that one. Yes, no, right, wrong, in, out, up, down. We don't often, by default, think of the third possibility. Pretty powerful, isn't it? See, into that magical empty space of infinite potential we just went. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Kelly. Michelle, hi. She says, it matters. Fantastic. That's your experience, and it's beautiful. That's yours. That's the one you're painting. And it's gorgeous. So can we pull out our palettes and paint a different picture if we're tired of this movie set? Yes. That's all you gotta do. So what are my choices? They're infinite. That's the door that's opening up. The next principle we're going to talk about is allowance in a few different ways. One, by allowing people to be themselves. Can't get away from people now. They're around you. You're at a wedding. You're at a public function. Allowing people to be themselves without judgment, without even going, Martha, look at that girl over there. None of that. Just allow people to be themselves, no matter how awesome, how ridiculous, how goofy, how whatever word you want to choose to describe someone's whatever behavior that would normally booger and bother you. Just let them be. In fact, join in their ridiculousness with them. If they're being, just see what it's like to be them and allow yourself to kind of feel their feelings, man. Because when you make connection, they feel what it's like to be them. By no choice do they have that they cannot feel you. So then you become the alpha. Because once you allow yourself to feel what they're feeling, then you can change it simply by your will. Because you made the connection with them. They agreed in the agreement. Someone's hurting in a restaurant, so you start crying with them. You made a connection. So you change your end, the person over here changes. You're already connected anyway. Hello, Heather. Allowance, allowing people to be exactly as they are. Different from acceptance. It's a different tone. I accept you. I allow you. Allow people to go first. Allow people to stand in front of you at the register. Why? Just because. Just be allowing. Be flexible. What about the most important part of all that? Being allowing of yourself. Do you allow yourself? Do you? Whatever that means for you. And so if people around you are not accepting and allowing of you to accept and allow yourself, you're not hanging with the right group. But yet, in this loop, we forever spin. Eric says, do I have to wear a sailor uniform? The answer is, no, you don't. You may say, well, yeah, Keith, but no, you don't. You are a free man. Now, what happens after that? I don't know what to tell you, bro. Heather loves my shirt. Thank you, dear. Boy, it's bright. Tiffany says, I am an empath and sometimes struggle with it. Carl Laperoux, Abigail, Kiefer Payne. I laugh every time I see that. I can maybe help you, dear. I can help you to stay grounded. You contact me, book a session with me. Maybe you already know what to do, and it's just you're that empathic. Sometimes it just tugs on you really hard. You'll pull through. You'll be fine. Dora, hi, dear. Beautiful Dora. So we covered a little bit on acceptance. Now we're talking about allowance, by being allowing of others. But mostly, are you allowing yourself to be with yourself for yourself? A complete full out you. Until you do a complete full out you will never experience. You're waiting for something to happen? You will be waiting a very long time. You're waiting for someone to save your soul. You will be waiting for an eternity. No one is coming. Yes, no one is coming. I'm not saying people aren't coming and or are here. No one's coming to save you. They're coming to empower you. And in so doing, you save yourself. But the person has to want the it to be saved. at all. Until then, nothing happens. Welcome to 2020, y'all. It's about to get real. Really real. So you better be practicing your acceptance, allowance, and appreciation principles often. And I'm saying that to hear myself. Carl, you're welcome. Everyone on my wall. About that far down, you're going to see an interview with Nikola Tesla. It's a couple-minute read. It'll change your life. Read it. Right, Carl? Yeah. Eric says he feels lubricated. Brother, get in there and do your thing. Make a sandwich. Abigail says, I agree. No one is going to save us but ourselves. Someone throws you a life preserver. It's going to sit there and float until you grab it. There's many life preservers being thrown to people everywhere. And they'll stay in their dogmatic ideas and never will shift when the life preserver, or the life savior metaphorically, is right there under their nose the whole time floating. Just like, just reach out. Just grab it. Understand how it functions. Apply it. You're good to go. Then you can float down the river, the cosmic river, because there's a current and it flows forever towards, you know what? People would say a river implies a linear timeline because it goes from one point to another point. I understand that. Not this river. The cosmic flow goes on forever. It doesn't detour. And I mean, I'm sure it makes turns and bends, but when you get on the river and let it just push you along, there's no more effort. And that's the issue that's happening. 2020 is two doors being cracked open. There's no time for hindsight 2020. That's over. In fact, and this time, hindsight is not 2020. Vision and true seeing is 2020. And we're moving into 2020. Put that together. Everything's being revealed, like I said last night, in the sixth seal presentation. The eye is opening. Yeah, there's a lot of fluoride. The eye is opening. The collective eye is opening. That's the seal. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I think in the Bible, it never mentions the word blue. Never mentions the color blue. I could be mistaken, but I heard often, to my recollection, there's no reference to blue because no one can see blue a couple thousand years ago. I would love information on that. One of you research hounds, throw it at me. Christopher Bingham. Dana, you're welcome. Kelly Bowman, I will be doing a presentation Wednesday night on Deep into the Rabbit Hole. I have no idea what I'm going to be pulling out of it. But it will be authentic. It will be raw. And I will allow myself, since we're speaking of allowance, to be in that space of spirit, being genuine. And now we move on to appreciation. Appreciate everything. When you brush your teeth, make your life just a fluid appreciation ritual. Just stay in the river of appreciation. Everything. Just say thank you. Like Muji would say, thank you. Someone hands you something, thank you. Someone does this, no one does anything. You open the door and you're grateful for the doorknob in that moment. Just say thank you. And after a while, you don't have to stay in this kind of efforting. It all just becomes a part of what you do and what you are. And once it begins to integrate, amalgamate, and process, and you start to output this kind of input in this new software, because we've been hard on ourselves for so long. When we think we're the hardware, the body, we're actually the software. And we only get the software when we're soft. We want to understand the power and fragileness, delicate, empty space, those small because the whole is in the small. In fact, as large as the universe is, it's infinite. The small is greater because there are infinite small bits that make up the one. Basically, God is a slave to you because you contain him within your heart and he can never escape, kind of idea. So we're now speaking about appreciation. You can liken that to humility. It's just, I appreciate it. Something not so good just happened to you. It will appear not so good until you appreciate it. For most people, that happens in hindsight. I understand that. I really understand that. But if you could bring that to the present moment contains the power. The power is in the present moment. The power is in the present moment. The power is in the present moment. And it's in every moment. Because every moment is one long drone of a right now moment. It may seem fractaled at first. That's your learning curve. Learn how to juggle the balls. Move them around, play with them, get the feeling. Get your own groove going. You juggling the balls may not feel like John Doe's. You don't want to become a parrot anyway. You want to be your own individual, right? Snowflake. Right? So learn your way. But be fully authentic in your way. Fully. Even surprise the living out of yourself. That you've let go so much for once in your life that it almost scared you to see yourself in such joy. Can you do that? Will you do that? That's the question. Appreciation is when you have a view of yourself in such a way that you feel valuable. Appreciation. Your house and your vehicle appreciates, or your things you invest in, they appreciate. When you invest the current, see what I mean? The current, the energy, in yourself, and you begin to expand that, everything begins to happen. Nothing is outside of the that. Nothing. In fact, nothing exists in the that. Do you understand? Nothing exists in this. Nothing. There's nothing in there. Because things as we know them to be can't even touch that. But what is in there is God, which is nothing, which is no thing specifically. It's the divine principle embodied in all things, without which no thing could exist ever. And if it does exist, regardless of what it is, will last ever. Wrap your heart around that, because your mind can't even touch it. Try to clutch it, and in a moment you will lose it. Be willing to lose it. Effortlessly, it will reappear in your life. I appreciate this moment.
I will be with you always, until the end of time. You will never be alone. I am.
I feel you there beside me. All of my life, all through my days, I've seen places far away. Wondering just when, time and again, I have come to know you. Wondering just when, time and again, you are there beside me. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me know
It is my will that you know me. I will not hide my love from you. You create your reality and every moment by your own perceptions, your judgments, actions. Peace is a state of mind. Bliss is a state of heart. Heaven is a state of being.
deep in my heart, I know you're there. I can always feel you guiding my life to see the light that will lead me to the truth. When I create, when I feel love, whenever I feel you with me, I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. For you are my mother,
My soul.
my divine lover. I celebrate times of my life. There is only you and me. Help me live.
I love the music. Anybody wants to have a copy of this music, I'd be glad to send it to you, Tiffany, and whoever else asked for it. I just took some Buddhist monk chants that I had on YouTube. I had to be careful to make sure it wasn't copyrighted. I've struck it out so many times, so I've found what I'm comfortable with, so I don't get Facebook or Google or YouTube or Google slapped. And often when you mix two pieces of music together, you're safe anyway. So I just took these drums that are free on YouTube. When you have a channel, they offer you a whole bunch of sound bites, so you give somebody credit for it, and that's it. So I just put these two together and just loop them, and it creates that powerful space just sitting there. It's like space shuttle fuel. Welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. Accepting people for where they are. Gay, straight, black, white, green, purple, stand on their head. Whatever they do, just leave them alone. Don't go so far as to don't even call them names. I just realized I look like Hooper on Jaws. Not Hooper. What's his name? Richard Dreyfuss. Leave people alone. Just leave them alone. Just let them be. You want a formula for peace? I'll give you a formula for peace. I'm listening. I'm being sarcastic. Just leave people alone. If everybody left everybody else alone, peace would be the natural result. Just leave people alone. Allowance. Being allowing of others. Being allowing of yourself, to yourself, for yourself. Without you allowing yourself to be with yourself for your future expansion self, everything that you do, you might want to question your motive in your allowing of others. Or what you call allowing will have to be reframed and reshaped. Understand that. Doesn't make you bad. Doesn't make you broken. Doesn't make you not right. Oh my God. No, it doesn't mean any of that. You're in this forum to have growth, are you? Or unless I just entertain you, then congratulations. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Dora. So I want to read you something from the Divine Principle. I'm gonna throw this out. Why? And feel free to answer. Keep it short if you can, or as long as you like. I'll get to it later. Here's a question for everyone. It's fun. What do you think all the souls that have not yet been born, as well as the ones who have lived and have died, are all doing now? What do you think all those souls are doing? Do you think they're hanging out on a park bench with Jesus? And Jesus has a whole bunch of little kids in his arms? And there's a lion laying down with a lamb? And they're just sitting there and it's a nice Sunday breezy kind of day? And if so, I'm serious. How long are they doing that? Then what's next? What do you think is happening? Just a question. I love it. I love Nori's answer. I love it. I love it, Nori. She says they're dancing. Dora says they're free. I love it. They're dancing. I want to go grab something I was going to read from the Divine Principle. Let me look, make sure everything is everything, and we're in the everythingville. This is from the Divine Principle. You've seen it. You're familiar with it. Thank you. Spirit. If you really want to help someone you care about, this is under the guise of accepting them as they are, even in their illness, disease, situation, relationship, job. If you really want to help someone you care about, you don't have to do anything for them. You can get the job done by just being an anchor of love like me. And I say to Spirit, but I like to help and share what I know. Listen to this response. It's gorgeous. Spirit says, yes, you go at it, Keith, with all that you have. And how many have taken you up on your offer? This was years ago and still the same way. But I love it. Some have, but when it comes right down to it, most don't seem to want it after all. Why is that? Spirit says 2 reasons. Their rebellious nature may keep them from receiving your help, or their spirit might reject it simply because your help would undermine their growth. This is not the outcome we want now, is it? Whatever the reason, their present circumstance is one in which they and they alone must figure out. Know that I hear their cries too, for days, months, and even years on end. But I too must step back, for if I played God, that would stop their evolution and rob them of the free will I have freely given them. I don't get it. So you just do nothing? Keith, I help all the time, but many have not done the work required for them to recognize it when it does show up. Nevertheless, they try to make the best of their lives using what little faith they do have. Over time, some may lose that faith or become agnostics, even atheists. Yet, even though they are trapped in difficulty, I love them just as much as the ones who have become illumined. What I was going to say earlier about the time we're living in, and people will be grouped together, is your family. It's not doom and gloom, and it's not fear-based prophecy. What I'm sharing with you is fact. What you know as your life has a great potential to change, depending on how black, how white you are. And I ain't talking about skin color. I'm talking about what energies are you dabbling in. Are you dabbling in, not dabbling, because nobody's saying you're a sorcerer. That's not what I'm implying whatsoever. But if you live your life unconscious about the times that we're living in and the metaphysic and spiritual law that is about you, make no mistake about it, then you might get lost in a current. And ask the person who is lost in such current. And they'll say, right now I'm in a tailspin and my life is so dark. So let's use that analogy. So it depends on where you are between the polar extremes, how much grace you've accumulated in your account, spiritual grace account, by being a decent, beautiful human being, everything only not to be a good human being, but good human being is how you allow yourself to be you. That's important stuff. And people will be grouped together. And everyone will collectively begin to reap the repercussions. Pro, con, it doesn't matter. Spirit doesn't see anything so biased and so black and white, like I just said. Everything's blended together seamlessly, softly, beautifully. In this forever continuity, swirling harmony. When we all begin to harmonize, the tuning fork, the soul's times begin to vibrate. And humanity begins to vibrate in this beautiful world, this new earth, and this global light phenomena begins to ignite. And everybody begins to fire off one by one. Everything is shared. Nobody is deprived of anything. Do you see that? I see it. I feel it. I'm contributing heavily. I'm addicted. Many of you are. And if there are any newcomers, to use a word, on this type of spiritual path, congratulations. You made it to the other side. You made it across the threshold to your soul. Now there's a little more to do. And it's okay. You can choose either way. And either way, it's still okay. You don't have to delay the light, the path, the illumined path that is simply right here. And it ain't me. I might be parroting it. I might be intuiting it. Whatever I might be doing with it, I know it brings me joy. I've seen it bring people joy. I've seen God realize men from India and all over the world and in my dreamscapes in every other possible way on multidimensional levels share with me, allow. I accepted the gift of being good to myself, and I allowed it in my life. And now I have nothing but appreciation for it. They're all related. It's a beautiful trinity, and they can never be separate. You have one, you have the others. So it's a triple shake hands deal. But what they do have is a different tone. It's the same instrument that has 3 notes. The 3 notes together make the instrument. The individual notes make the tone. So they have their own beautiful quality, but yet together they are harmonious, as we just spoke about. Appreciation has a tone. Acceptance. You put them together and you have this minor 7th, major 7th, beautiful chord structure. And that's what's happening. And so those who are not choosing to climb the tree, the unity branch, the tree of life, and be a conscious, oh dear Lord, delicious, and be a conscious bearing fruit on that tree. I strongly suggest you work yourself to that position. When the earth shakes, it doesn't ask where all the white people at or where all the black people at. It just shakes. So there are many things all around us that are shaking. And now they've become brittle and they are falling apart. The infrastructure of everything that we thought that was real, possible, impossible, beautiful, disastrous, blasphemous, holy, it's all exploding and imploding into billions of bits. And we're living in the sixth seal being opened. Or is it open already? Or is it an opening process? Because now we are able to see everything that's happening. Everything that was revealed before, it's happening. People say, well, Keith, that's technology. You think spirit is removed from technology itself? It uses whatever it needs to, the higher intelligence, as a tool to bring you into a space of full-blown experience. That's all it is. It's you, man. It's you turning in. And when you accept yourself, you create a space of allowing within you. I'm open. And the allowing of it, it happens. And when it happens, you go, oh my God, I did this beautiful thing to myself. Y'all listen. And you get excited like a little puppy dog in the window, his tail waggling, knowing he's going to be bought. Acceptance, allowance, and appreciation. Leave people alone. Do something good for you. Really good. And stay in it. Why would you ever have to stop anyway? Is it not time yet? How long have you been waiting? To what degree are you doing it if you are? Ready to run? If you doing what you love increases your experience and joy and love and light, I would strongly suggest you use that as a catalyst to launch you into the group that we will know as the unified humanity that will live on the new earth. Keith, you mean it's a new earth? We get to go get a new earth like we get a new car. We're talking. Yeah, actually. Everything will have a shine to it. It will be brand new. Or we will be the ones to rebuild the infrastructure. It's happening now. I'm a carpenter. Welcome, girls. Eric Moore says, how much is that dog in the window? Yeah. I guess when you're compatible. Sacrifice. Love always comes with a sacrifice. It might look like a wallet. Hello, June Pellegrin. Wow. Hope you and Jennifer are well. Rachel, again, I'm going to offer you to contact me via my inbox and we can have a one-on-one session. I will set an appointment with you. I would love to work with you about your chronic illness. Chronic illness. You say it's chronic. It's chronic. It's chronic. Rachel, I want to get real with you, and I don't want to do that without your permission in this public forum. Because when I dig in, we're going to dig. And we're going to go right to the source and right to the roots. And it may be incorrect, so we redig, we replant, we redig, we replant until we find it. When it comes out, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to say, do you want to see it? And in that moment, you have the choice to take the opportunity and run with it to your fullest potential. Or allow me just to bless you every time I see you. But I'd be more than happy to work with you, okay? All right. Rachel, the best way is to get out of the chronic state of mind first. You may say, Keith, what does that mean? When we talk, you mention your chronic illness, your chronic illness, your chronic illness, your chronic illness. Why not make something that is such a delight to you, your new chronic joy? Seriously. When you find yourself in chronic illness mode, I don't know your situation fully. I'm just playing with ideas that apply to everyone. When you find yourself in a state of chronic illness, because it doesn't have to be an illness or disease, because any moment you're not feeling well is illness. Find something that brings you chronic joy in that moment. And guess what happens? You'll never have chronic illness ever again. And when you get really good at it, you don't do anything except live your life because you're always in chronic joy. But I'm not trying to trivialize your situation. I'm really not. Contact me. I would love to talk to you, okay? Tiffany, contact me. I will not disclose that over. I just need to know you, what it's for, how in depth. But I am such a fair individual, as you can tell. And that's one of my strong suits. So I'm allowing myself that accolade. And I appreciate that about me. And I appreciate that dance I just had with you. Thank you. See, now I'm connected to something that gets me out of my nonsense. All right, y'all. I'm enjoying my time with you. I'm going to take one more quick pause. Enjoy the music. I'm going to be right back. I'm not sure if I'm going to go into vessel modes. If you guys want to take this opportunity to think of a question, something that's important to you, something you want to share that's important to you, that's what I want. I'll be right back. Let me look on YouTube while I'm still live in this fashion. Hello, everyone in YouTube land. Blessings. I see some in the room, but no one's chatting. So we're going to come back here. Let's see what we have in the jukebox.
I lift you up to your most high. Cherish the time when you walk by. I see you in my life for all time. I've touched your face 1,000 lifetimes. I know the way you talk in rhymes. The breath you take is part of mine. As you float before my eyes, you touch my hand, it makes me cry. Just to know you're there, just to know you're there. So here we go again, life lessons with a friend. Another chance to let love in. And in another life, our eyes will meet one more time. I see you in my life for all time. As you float before my eyes, touch my hand, it makes me cry. Just to know you're there.
good to see you, folks. Thank you for joining me. Acceptance, allowance, appreciation. These are three beautiful qualities, but they are really one. But you will notice if you sit with one, sit with it for 5 minutes. Give yourself 15 minutes. Just sit here, call up the word acceptance. What is that? Go through the gamut of what acceptance is and apply it to people in your meditation. Just simply, there's no effort, just and then you apply it to yourself. You go on to allowance. People, yourself, appreciation. And then start moving the wheel. Get into the dance like the drums. I accept. I allow. I appreciate. Everybody loves a good song. Just dance to this one. People love good music. In fact, when a certain song starts playing, they can't get to the dance floor fast enough. Same thing. It's an energy. It's a tone. It's a vibration. It's wanting to dance with a something, to be a part of a dance with something. So inside, we move into I accept. Put on some music that works with it and fall into the feeling. It begins to integrate into who you are. And next thing you know, you become protected. Because everything you find yourself around accepts you, because you're one included in the tribe of acceptance. Or you're in the tribe of acceptance. And then we work on allowance, and we dance with allowance. Excuse me, Keith, can I pass? Absolutely you can. Can I help you with that, please? Sure. Hi, what's your name? My name is Keith. You connect. Bye. You dance with it. Are you in the tribe of allowance? In appreciation, you dance with it. You appreciate dancing by yourself. Call it meditation in any form, sitting still and or dancing or both. Taking your clothes off. Eating some food while you do all these things at the same time. Well, it doesn't matter. You find something that puts you into a place you have truly been neglecting. Have you? Then the question simply becomes, without self-judgment, why have I been doing that? Is my reasoning sound? Am I able to answer that question? If not, it's better to say, I don't know why I have not been treating myself to these things that you're mentioning. Understood. And in your honesty, in your honest question to yourself, is posed an honest answer. I don't know. So you start looking around inside. Person says, oh, I don't know. And then something clicks. It's just a simple practice. It's the same as learning drums, riding a bicycle. It's all the same principle. Apply, intend, attend, regroup, stretch, do the work, shift. It's about becoming this and forever moving and forever graduating and expanding versus I gotta go to work. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Point is, I'm not making fun, but I am making light. These are examples of everyday people. I understand now why at 8 o'clock in the morning and at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, why Memphis expressways are the way they are. People sleep in as long as possible because they want to stay sleeping, because they don't want to go to the job that they can't stand. And as soon as they punch that time clock, they can't wait to get back to the house they wish they never left. There's a greater cause. And guess what? Everyone that joins the cause will win equal. There's no favoritism. There's none of this. There's none of that. That is the direction the current is pushing. It seems like it's not, because one may not be clear. When you gain clarity of sight and learn a new way of understanding what's happening on levels, we only hope to grasp in this body. That's what I'm speaking about. Okay, this sounds so airy-fairy. Good. It's time we all need a lift. And these stratas do exist, and they're opening up. It doesn't require your belief. Your belief is not going to do anything to change your experience, and one way or the other. You may say, how is that, Keith? Your action will. You don't have to believe that a rattlesnake is not going to bite the living shit out of you and poison you and kill you if you don't get to the hospital. It doesn't require your belief in it. It's called the law of physics. It's called spiritual law. But when you're conscious, one, snakes truly will become your friend. Because you don't see them as pests or troublesome or hazardous. You allow them, appreciate them, and accept them for what they are. You don't pick them up because you accept the fact that it's a snake. But also, when you become illumined, you know better than to pick up a doggone snake. There's nothing to prove through these spiritual lessons that you're trying to illuminate. I mean, I love all the bells and whistles as well. It's a little bit of everything. A little extra salt. You want some Worcestershire sauce in there? Tabasco? Let's put some of that in there. You find your flavor. Flavor. You don't want to save yourself. But there's a great opportunity afoot. Nicole says, thank you. Blessings to you and your boy. What is your son's name, Nicole, please? Claudia, hi. Lincoln says, even if your body can't physically dance, your soul can fly through the air like a ballerina. Eric, thank you for the clover, bro. Crimson and clover. Karen, thank you for the information about recharging and the crystals. Kelly, as well. Good advice. Rachel says she's messing with you. All right, dear. I truly hope you're well. Blessings. Everyone, thank you very much. Center of Light. I'm probably going to exit Alex. Thank you for that. Bright young man you got. I'll be seeing you soon. Happy New Year, everyone. God bless you. Living the light. You're doing it already. Let's just all get conscious and show each other the way home. Let's all walk each other to the house. Hashtag, you'll love me.